21 Vocabulary. 21.1 Education. Hello. X. English. Art. History. Geography. Science. IME. +1 Luo. Thai. 1 by 11. Math. US. Maths. UK. Medicine. Chemistry. Physics. Biology. Percent inner. Economics. Law. Business studies. Engineering. Architecture. 76. Psychology. Philosophy. SMA. Filled square Tian Tian. Papa. School. H. College. US. University. UK. Library. L. Classroom. Laboratory. Class. Exam. Sit an exam. Essay. Desk. Pen. Pencil. TH. Homework. Exercise book. Textbook. Eraser. US. Rubber. UK. Pencil sharpener. Ruler. Thesis. Review. US. Revise. UK. Resit. Lecture. Study a subject. A. X. Test. Grade. Pass. Fail. Diploma. US. Qualification. UK. Degree. Teacher. Lecturer. Student. Graduate. 77. 22 Changing meaning. Prefixes are small groups of letters that can be added to the beginnings of words to change their meaning. Suffixes are similar, but are added to the ends of words. 22.1 Key language prefixes and suffixes. Each prefix or suffix has its own meaning, which modifies whatever word it is added to. New language prefixes and suffixes are vocabulary studying. New skill changing the meaning of words. Jane is unlikely to study history because she prefers science. Because Tom was rewriting his essay, his teacher gave him a low grade. The principal was so pleased that the play was successful. I don't like the food in the cafeteria. It is tasteless. Un equals not. Re equals again. Fool equals full of. Less without. 78. 22.2 Further examples. Prefixes and suffixes. Please clean up your desk. It's very untidy. I didn't work very hard this year. I'll have to retake my exams. Now that I've passed my exams, I am hopeful for the future. What a boring lecture. Being there was pointless. 22.3 Fill in the gaps by adding prefixes or suffixes to the highlighted words. My teacher asked me to rewrite. Filled right pointing small triangle I'm. Opening parenthesis. Write. My essay. Opening parenthesis. Hope that I will do well in my English exam. You are. Opening parenthesis. Likely. Twenty-two point three Fill in the gaps by adding prefixes or suffixes to the highlighted words. My teacher asked me to rewrite. Filled right pointing small triangle I'm. Opening parenthesis. Write. My essay. Opening parenthesis. Hope that I will do well in my English exam. You are. Opening parenthesis. Likely to pass the exam if you don't work harder. Right pointing arrow. The old science laboratories have been. Opening parenthesis. Built. Dot. I think that worrying about exams is. I think this plan can be. Opening parenthesis. Healthy. Dot. Opening parenthesis. Organized. So it works better. Thanks for all your help. You've been absolutely. I had a very. Opening parenthesis. Wonder. Dot. Opening parenthesis. rest. Night, as I was worrying about my geography test. 22.4 Listen to the audio and answer the questions. Wei Pan talks about her experience teaching students from 2 different schools. The first school's students respected teachers. True. False, not given. Some of the first school's classes were small. True, false, not given. The large classes meant teachers had to shout. True, false, not given. Being creative helps teachers succeed. True. False. Not given. Students went home earlier at the second school. True, false, not given. Some of Wei's current students don't concentrate. True, not given. False. Students from both schools have good handwriting. True, false, not given. Wei doesn't think her current students will pass. True, not given. False. 22 Checklist. Prefixes and suffixes. Studying. Changing the meaning of words. 79. 23 Vocabulary. 23.1 Transportation. 10:10. Car. Taxi. Bus. Coach. Plane. Train. Tram. Bicycle. Motorcycle. US. Motorbike. UK. Helicopter. 23.2 Travel. 15:05. 80. On time. Pack your bags. Luggage. Vacation. US. Holiday. UK. Train ride. Set off on a journey. Fly in a plane. Go cycling, ride a bike. Drive a car. Get on a bus. Get off a bus. Arrive at the airport. Ship. Yacht. Boat. Bus stop. Train station. Railroad tracks. US. Railway line. UK. Terminal. Taxi. Road. Taxi rank. Airport. Port. 45. Check-in. Flight. Board a plane. Runway. Cruise. Hostel. Hotel. Arrive at a hotel. Reception. Stay in a hotel. Leave a hotel. 81. 24 Places I have been. In English, the present perfect tense is used to talk about recent or repeated past events. The past simple is used to say exactly when those events happened. 24.1 Key language present perfect. The present perfect can be used to talk about the past in 3 different ways. To give new information or news. Single quote. To talk about a repeated action that continues to happen. To talk about an event that started in the past and is still happening now. New language present perfect tense are vocabulary travel experiences. New skill talking about the recent past. Subject plus HAVE plus past participle. Hi. I have arrived in London. My plane landed 5 minutes ago. I have visited California every summer since I was 18. Olivia has gone on a trip to Egypt. 82. 24.2 Fill in the gaps by putting the verbs in the present perfect. We have left. Opening parenthesis. Leave. And are on our way to the airport. They. He. They. She. Opening parenthesis. Set off. On the Pilgrim's Way walk to Santiago de Compostela. Opening parenthesis. Not finish. Cycling through Europe. Opening parenthesis. Go. On a cruise to the Caribbean. Opening parenthesis. Visit. Her family in Cuba every year since 2004. 24.3 Key language present perfect and past simple. The present perfect is used for talking about a recent event or ongoing action. Subject plus have, HAS, plus past participle. Olivia has gone to Egypt on vacation. The past simple gives subject plus past simple. Specific details about when a completed event happened. Time marker. Olivia went to Egypt last week. 24.4 Mark the sentences that are correct. I has cycled in Holland several times. I have cycled in Holland several times. Annie went to Kenya last winter. Annie has gone to Kenya last winter. 2. Uma has visited Cuba every year since 2011. Uma have visit Cuba every year since 2011. I've flown to Spain for a vacation last month. I flew to Spain for a vacation last month. Liam has gone on a bus tour of Ireland. Liam have gone on a bus tour of Ireland. Nada studied Tai Chi in China last year. Nada have studied Tai Chi in China last year. Andrew gone to Australia. Andrew has gone to Australia. They have reached the North Pole. They has reached the North Pole. 24.5 Listen to the audio and answer the questions. Jody and Trina are talking about Trina's travel adventures and what she has learned along the way. Where has Trina been? Trina has been out of the country. Was this Trina's first road trip? 2. What did she learn to do in the Sierra Nevada? 3. Does she own hang gliding equipment? What other skill has Trina learned? 6. How did she get to Egypt? 83. 24.6 Read the article and answer the questions in full sentences. 2. Karen Smith. Subject: Trip to Africa. Hi Karen. I wanted to visit Africa for so long, and I'm so glad I've finally made the trip to this beautiful continent. I've just returned from Kenya and had an amazing experience. I volunteered along with a group of people in a Maasai village for 6 months. During that time, we helped dig a well and we taught English in the local school. We learned a lot about Maasai culture. I especially enjoyed learning about their amazing traditional dress, music, and dance. I was taught some simple beadwork designs and made lots of gifts using this new skill. With a little help. Closing parenthesis. I've sent one to you. I experienced incredible hospitality from the Maasai community. I was sad to leave, but I'm on my way to another adventure in Ethiopia. From Steve. Where did Steve want to visit? Steve wanted to visit Africa. Which country did he spend 6 months in? Greater than what did his team do to help the villagers? What subject did Steve teach at the local school? What did he enjoy learning about Maasai culture? What was Steve taught that he's used to make gifts? Where is Steve visiting next in Africa? 01. 24.7 Say the sentences out loud, filling in the gaps by putting the verbs in brackets in the present perfect. We've stayed. Opening parenthesis. Stay. In. Kerala many times. 84. We. Opening parenthesis. Land. In. Buenos Aires. The vacation begins. Amir. Opening parenthesis. Walk. Marita. Opening parenthesis. Go. To. Across the Great Divide in America. New Zealand on vacation. They. Every year since they were children. Opening parenthesis. Camp. Simon. Opening parenthesis. Cycle. From Paris to Berlin. Dash. 24.8 Key language present perfect and past simple in US English. US English often uses the past simple when. UK English would use the present perfect. No dessert for me. I ate too much. Opening parenthesis. US. No dessert for me. I've eaten too much. Opening parenthesis. UK. I can't find my passport. Did you see it? Opening parenthesis. US. I can't find my passport. Have you seen it? Opening parenthesis. UK. 24.9 Cross out the incorrect word in each sentence. Did you seen the Statue of Liberty? 01. I've ate so much pizza when I was in Italy. They received our postcard yesterday. 3. Didn't you arrived here on Friday? Have you go to Finland this year? 6. She's found her passport on Tuesday. Did he wrote this travel guide book? We taught English in Peru last summer. Did they cycle all the way to Spain? Did you hike to the top of that mountain? 24.10 Rewrite the sentences in the past simple. I've told you about my vacation. I told you about my vacation. Have you visited Peru? 2. Have you finished your packing yet? We've had a wonderful time at the beach. I love Spain. Have you gone there before? 6. Are you hungry again? Haven't you just eaten? I've just seen an amazing opera in Rome. 24. Checklist. Present perfect. Travel experiences. Talking about the recent past. 85. 25 things I have done. You can use the present perfect to talk about personal achievements. Modifying adverbs can help you to be precise about when the achievements happened. New language modifying adverbs are vocabulary adventure sports. New skill talking about your achievements. 25.1 Key language present perfect with modifying adverbs. Modifying adverbs give more information about when or if an action happened. 86. The adverb already means that something has happened or been completed, possibly earlier than expected. Already is usually placed before the main verb. I've already packed my bags, so I can relax now. The adverb just means a short time ago. Single quote. Just is placed before the main verb. I've just called a cab. It should be here soon. The adverb yet is used to talk about something. Yet is usually placed at the end of the sentence. That is expected to happen. The cab hasn't arrived yet. It is used only in questions and negative sentences. I hope I won't be late. The adverb still means an action or situation is ongoing. Still is usually placed after the subject. The cab still hasn't arrived. Where can it be? 25.2 Rewrite the sentences, putting the modifying adverb in the correct place. I've run a marathon. Opening parenthesis. Just. I've just run a marathon. She hasn't been hiking. Opening parenthesis. Yet. They've finished canoeing down the river. Opening parenthesis. Just. He's swum in a coral reef. Opening parenthesis. Already. I've learned 3 languages. Opening parenthesis. Already. Our flight to Madrid is delayed. Opening parenthesis. Still. 25.3 Read the postcard and answer the questions. Hi Dad. My trip to Australia continues to be incredible. I'm in Sydney and I've already climbed the harbour bridge. Another highlight was Bondi Beach, where I learned to surf. I still haven't gone on a boat trip around Darling Harbour. I've just returned from a hiking tour of the Blue Mountains. It was amazing. When I was in Queensland, we swam in the Great Barrier Reef, but I haven't seen any dolphins yet. I still haven't seen a kangaroo, but I hope I will on the long drive to Melbourne. Love, Anita. What has Anita climbed in Sydney? A mountain. A reef. Harbour bridge. What did Anita learn to do at Bondi Beach? Sunbathe, surf, dive. 2. What does Anita hope to do in Darling Harbour? Take a boat trip, swim, sunbathe. What activity did Anita do in the Blue Mountains? Hiking, climbing, surfing. Which animal hasn't Anita seen in the ocean yet? Koala, dolphin, whale. 6. What animal does Anita hope to see? Whale, koala, kangaroo. 87. 25.4 Vocabulary adventure sports. Scuba diving. Hang gliding. Skydiving. Snorkeling. Go on safari. Windsurfing. 25.5 Read the article and answer the questions in full sentences. Holiday tips. 88. 5 things to do this summer. By Lan Freshman. 1. Snorkeling in the Red Sea. I've loved snorkeling since I was a kid. It's still my favorite hobby and the Red Sea is amazing. It's also fantastic for scuba diving. Heaven. I've just returned from Interlaken and I've already booked my next trip. Safari in South Africa. 4. I haven't been on nearly enough safaris yet. 2. Windsurfing in Venezuela, driving around in a big. If, like me, you love windsurfing, you should go to Margarita Island, off the coast of Venezuela. With perfect winds, it's a windsurfer's paradise. Hang gliding in Interlaken. 3. Viewing the ore. Inspiring scenery from above is the nearest I've been to hang gliding. Open vehicle, hoping to see a big cat, is an exciting experience. Skydiving in Hawaii. 5 skydiving skier discovered the ultimate thrill for adrenaline lovers. While you're diving, keep your eyes open because the view's stunning. What is Lan's favorite thing to do? Ian's favorite thing to do is snorkeling. Where does Lan enjoy snorkeling? 2. Where is Margarita Island? What activity has Lan just done in Interlaken? Does Lan want to hang glide again in Interlaken? What does Lan hope to see when in South Africa? What did Lan do last year? 1. What should you do while skydiving? 25.6 Listen to the audio and answer the questions. Tot. Maria and Kevin are talking about the things they've done since they got married 3 years ago. They have done many things together. True. False. Oh, Maria and Kevin haven't visited every country. True. False. They have been hang gliding in Switzerland. True. False. Maria and Kevin have been skydiving in Australia. True. False. Maria hasn't tried windsurfing yet. True. False. Oh, Maria learned French a long time ago. True. False. Kevin hasn't done much surfing this year. True. False. 25 Checklist. Modifying adverbs. Are adventure sports. Talking about your achievements. Review the English you have learned in Units 20 to 25. New language. Past simple with emphasis. Past simple irregular verbs. Prefixes and suffixes. Present perfect. To give new information. Present perfect. To talk about a repeated action. Present perfect. To talk about an event that is still happening now. Present perfect and past simple. Present perfect with modifying adverbs. Sample sentence. I thought you asked Maya to tidy her room. I did ask her. I think she forgot. They hid behind the tree. Jane is unlikely to study history. Mr. Ree was pleased the play was successful. I have arrived in London. My plane landed 5 minutes ago. I have visited California every summer since I was 18. Olivia has gone on a trip to Egypt. Olivia has gone to Egypt on vacation. Olivia went to Egypt in September. I've already packed my bag, so I can relax now. The cab still hasn't arrived. Where can it be? Co. D. 0. 0. Unit. 20.2. 20.9. 22.1. 24.1. 24.1. 24.1. 24.3. M. 25.1. 89. 26 Activities in progress. Use the present perfect continuous to talk about ongoing activities in the past. Use for and since to talk about the length or starting point of an activity. New language present perfect continuous are vocabulary home improvements new skill talking about activities in the past. 26.1 Key language the present perfect continuous. The present perfect continuous describes an activity that took place over a period of time in the recent past. The activity might just have stopped or might still be happening. Present perfect continuous. The past activity often affects the present moment. I have been painting the house all day. I'm exhausted. 26.2 Further examples the present perfect continuous. I have can be shortened to I've. Single quote. I've been cooking this evening. Now I have to do the dishes. He has can be shortened to he's. Single quote. He's been waiting for the bus for an hour. He is going to be late for work. 26.3 How to form the present perfect continuous. 90. Subject. HAS, have. Have. Been. Verb plus, ing. Painting. Use, have, or, has, depending on the subject. Been, stays the same for all subjects. Add, ing, to. The main verb. Object. The house. 26.4 Fill in the gaps by putting the verbs in the present perfect continuous. I have been cooking. They. To Tom. Opening parenthesis. Cook. Dinner all afternoon. I'm having a dinner party tonight. Opening parenthesis. Play. Tennis this morning. Now they're very tired. Opening parenthesis. Fish. Today. He's caught lots of fish. Opening parenthesis. Watch. TV all evening. Now it's time to go to bed. 3 we. 4 Irina. You. Opening parenthesis. Read. A book in the park. She says it's really good. Opening parenthesis. Clean. The apartment all day. It's time for a break. Opening parenthesis. Listen. To music on the way to work. It helps me relax. 26.5 Read the article and match the pictures to the phrases. DIY today. Creating a home. George Howells and his family are almost ready to move into their new home. George tells DIY today what everyone has been doing. Or the last week we have been tiling the kitchen and putting up shelves. My dad has also been fixing the bathtub and our eldest daughter has been painting the bedroom. In the living room our son has been fitting a carpet and my brother has been making curtains. Everyone has been helping us so much that on Saturday we can move into the house a week early. Putting up shelves. Fixing the bathtub. Painting the bedroom. Tiling the kitchen. Fitting a carpet. Making curtains. 91. 26.6 Key language, FOR, and, since. English uses, for, with the present perfect continuous to show the length of time that an action has taken. Since, is used to show the starting point of the action. FOR, plus quantity of time. I have been painting the house for 3 hours. This means the speaker started painting 3 hours ago. SINCE, plus time OR date. I have been painting the house since 3 o'clock. This means the speaker started painting at 3 p.m. 26.7 Further examples, FOR, and, since. He's been tiling the kitchen for a week. He's been tiling the kitchen since last Wednesday. 92. 26.8 Use the chart to create 16 correct sentences and say them out loud. I've been tiling the bathroom for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. She's tiling the bathroom. 4 noon. Been painting the walls since 2 days. April. 26.9 Fill in the gaps with FOR, OR, since. He's been cleaning. 4 WWWW It's been raining. You've been gardening. I've been swimming. She's been baking. He's been tiling the wall. 5 hours. His parents are visiting the apartment tonight. Saturday morning. I hope the weather gets better soon. 9 o'clock. You should take a break. 20 minutes. I'm quite tired, but I'll keep going. 11 o'clock this morning. We'll have lots of cookies to eat later. 3 hours. I think it will be finished today. 26.10 Listen to the audio and write how long the activity in each picture has been going on for. For 3 weeks. 26 Checklist. Present perfect continuous. Home improvements. Talking about activities in the past. 93. 27 My talents and skills. When you see evidence that something has happened, you can use the present perfect continuous to ask questions about it. New language present perfect continuous questions are vocabulary, hobbies and interests. New skill asking about past events. 27.1 Key language present perfect continuous questions. English uses present perfect continuous questions to ask about ongoing actions in the recent past, especially when there is evidence that an action has taken place. The subject goes between have and been. Single quote. Have you been baking a cake? It smells delicious. 333. 27.2 Further examples. Present perfect continuous questions. Have you been gardening? Your flowers look nice. Filt. Have you been learning the guitar? James looks good. Has he been working out? 2. 27.3 How to form present perfect continuous questions. In present perfect continuous questions, the subject comes between has, or, have, and been. Single quote. HAS, have, been. Subject, you, been. Verb plus, ing. Baking. Object, a cake. 94. Start the question with has or have. Single quote. The subject is followed by been. Single quote. Add ing to the verb. 27.4 Rewrite the statements as questions. He's been playing the drums. Has he been playing the drums? She's been training for a race. 2. He's been learning the violin. Right pointing arrow. They've been playing music together. She's been taking photos of the city. You've been painting her portrait. 27.5 Listen to the audio and answer the questions. Atta. Kath is going to Vikram's house for dinner. The two friends haven't seen each other for a long time. Vikram has been cooking for Kath. True, false. Oh, Kath has been making a curry. True, false. Oh, Kath has been working for a magazine. True, false. Oh, Kath has been painting her apartment. True, false. Oh, Vikram hasn't been designing menus. True, false. Vikram will open a new restaurant. True, false. 27.6 Match the statements to the questions. You've got a beautiful voice. Your fingers look sore. It looks so neat outside. Your band sounds amazing. The house looks really fantastic. The kitchen's a terrible mess. Has Paula been mowing the lawn? Have you been playing together for long? Have the twins been baking a cake? Have you been taking singing lessons? Have you been practicing the guitar? Have you been redecorating it? 95. 27.7 Key language. How long? Single quote. You can add how long to the beginning of present perfect continuous questions to ask about the duration of actions in the past. Answers to these questions use the present perfect continuous with for, or, since. Single quote. How long is added to the beginning of the question. How long have you been playing the guitar? I've been playing the guitar for 5 months. Since January. 27.8 Further examples. How long? Single quote. How long has he been learning the piano? He's been learning the piano since last May. How long has she been singing in the choir? She's been singing in the choir for 9 months. 96. 27.9 Rewrite the sentences, putting the words in the correct order. The playing been. How have long you trumpet? How long have you been playing the trumpet? Long. Melissa how writing has novel. Been her. House. The painting have long been they how. Savannah has practicing long recorder. How the been. Learning been long drive. How to Alejandro has. 27.10 Read the article and answer the questions. When did the Tangs start working on their album? 2 years ago. Last year. 6 months ago. Where did the Tangs start playing music together? At college, at work, at school. 2. What instrument did Dan learn to play? Piano, guitar, drums. How long has Jules been playing the saxophone? 5 years. 7 years he can't play. How long have the Tangs been writing songs? 3 years. Always a few years. Has Jess been taking singing lessons? Yes, no, she doesn't say. Mad for music. 5 minutes with the Tangs. M4M. Your new album, Funk Family, is out next week. How long have you been working on it? Jules. For 2 years. We wanted to get it just right. M4M. And how long have you been playing music together? Jess. Since we were at school. Jules couldn't even play the saxophone at first, and Dan took drumming lessons. Jules. Now I've been playing the sax for 7 years. Dan. At first we played all sorts of music, but for the last 3 years, we've been writing our own songs. M4M. And you sound great. Jess, you've got a beautiful voice. Have you been taking lessons? Jess. Not to start with, but I have recently. 27.11 Say the present perfect continuous questions out loud, filling in the gaps. How long has Jason been learning? Opening parenthesis. Learn the guitar? How long you opening parenthesis play the piano? 2. How long they how long Ben how long she opening parenthesis perform in public? Opening parenthesis take singing lessons? Opening parenthesis learn English? 27 Checklist. Present perfect continuous questions. Are our hobbies and interests? Asking about past events. 97. 28 Activities and their results. English uses the present perfect continuous to talk about recent activities that are probably still ongoing. Use the present perfect simple to talk about finished activities. New language forms of the present perfect are vocabulary, state, and action verbs. New skill talking about results of activities. 28.1 Key language present perfect continuous and present perfect simple. Use the present perfect continuous to emphasize the continuous nature of an activity in the past. It is possible that the activity is still going on. Present perfect continuous. I've been fixing my car. I'm covered in oil. Use the present perfect simple to emphasize the completion of an activity in the past. It is likely that the activity is finished. Present perfect simple. I've fixed my car. Now I can drive to work again. 28.2 Further examples present perfect continuous and present perfect simple. 98. I've been cooking dinner. It will be ready soon. Vicky has been running today. Now she's really tired. I've been eating too much cake. I must eat less. I've cooked dinner. It's ready now. Vicky has just run a race. Now she's receiving a medal. I've eaten all the cake. The plate is empty. 28.3 Mark the sentences that are correct. I've been playing rugby all afternoon. I'm exhausted and covered in mud. I've played rugby all afternoon. I'm exhausted and covered in mud. He's washed the car for half an hour. There's water all over our driveway. He's been washing the car for half an hour. There's water all over our driveway. Her room looks so neat and tidy. She's put all her clothes away now. Her room looks so neat and tidy. She's been putting all her clothes away now. How long have you walked in the rain? You're both soaking wet. How long have you been walking in the rain? You're both soaking wet. You've been sunbathing for far too long. Please go and sit in the shade now. You've sunbathed for far too long. Please go and sit in the shade now. Riley has just broken a glass. There are pieces on the floor, so be careful. Riley has just been breaking a glass. There are pieces on the floor, so be careful. Has Oliver eaten chocolate all morning? He won't want any lunch. Has Oliver been eating chocolate all morning? He won't want any lunch. I've just finished a really good book. You can borrow it now if you like. I've just been finishing a really good book. You can borrow it now if you like. 28.4 Listen to the audio and mark whether the activity in each picture is in progress or finished. In progress finished. O. In progress. Finished. 00. In progress finished. In progress finished. 00. In progress. Finished. 99. 28.5 A common mistake: state verbs and action verbs. State verbs describe feelings or a state of mind. Action verbs describe an action. You cannot normally use state verbs in the continuous form. I've always loved classical music. Love is a state verb, so it is correct to use it in the present perfect simple. I've always been loving classical music. It is incorrect to use love in the present perfect continuous. 28.6 Read the article and write answers to the questions as full sentences. Property news. A perfect home? Buying an apartment is harder than you think, says property expert Stella Parnell. I've always loved property. It's fascinating to see how people have decorated their homes. It's always been easy for me an opinion about properties when I've been viewing them with friends, because I can easily imagine how places might look. 100. Of course, it's also important to realize how much apartment maintenance costs. In my current apartment, I've been repairing hundreds of little faults for years. My friend Sadiq has almost completely rebuilt his apartment in the same amount of time. This week I have been calculating roughly how much time and money I've spent on repairs over the years. It's expensive, but now I understand how important it is to look after your property. This month I've been painting my living room and tiling the kitchen. The apartment will look great when it's all done. What has Stella Parnell always loved? She has always loved property. What does she say is fascinating to see? 2. What can she easily imagine? 3. What has she been doing in her apartment? Oh, what has Sadiq done with his apartment? 6. What has Stella been doing this week? What does she understand now? What has she been doing this month? 28.7 Describe the pictures out loud using the present perfect continuous or present perfect simple. He has been repairing his bike and he's covered in oil. All the cake. There are only crumbs left. Luca. Just. She. A big fish. In the rain. We're all soaking wet. For an hour. The food smells delicious. 28.8 Rewrite the letter, correcting the errors. Hi Jacob. I hear you've been passing your driving test and that Uncle George has been buying you a car. Congratulations. I suppose you've driven around ever since. I'm so jealous. I've always been wanting to learn to drive. You should visit me soon. I've worked too hard recently and I've been realizing that I need a break. Love, Alice. Hi Jacob. I hear you've passed your driving test. 28 Checklist. Forms of the present perfect. Are state and action verbs. Talking about results of activities. 101. 29 Everyday problems. Prefixes that mean not are called negative prefixes. Many words that have negative prefixes are useful for talking about everyday workplace and urban problems. 29.1 Key language negative prefixes. Negative prefixes change a word's meaning to its opposite. New language negative prefixes are vocabulary urban problems. New skill talking about everyday problems. Maria is very organized. Her desk is always tidy. Kevin is very disorganized. His desk is always untidy. The opposite of organized. Single quote. The opposite of tidy. Single quote. 29.2 Further examples negative prefixes. The traffic is so bad it's impossible to get to work on time. I think you've misunderstood what I was trying to say. It's irresponsible to drive faster than the speed limit. It's illegal to park in the middle of the road. 29.3 Fill in the gaps using the words in the panel. They were so it's unlucky to miss the train this morning. Untidy. 2 Her room is so. To solve a problem when you don't have all the facts. That you can't even see the floor. Illegal. Unlucky. Impossible. 3 He's very. 4 It's. So I always have to check to confirm our meetings. Disorganized. To download that movie without paying for it. 102. 29.4 Read the article and find 11 more words that begin with negative prefixes. Immature. Your relationships. Dis. Ir. Your problems solved. Our experts are here to help solve all your problems. Bad workplace habits. I share my office with 20 young coworkers. Most are great, but some are really immature and it's almost impossible to work with them. They play unacceptable and irresponsible tricks on colleagues. For example, if I leave my desk tidy, I sometimes return to find it in total disorder. And they also swap computers around during lunch, leaving people unable to do their work. Actually, it's unusual to come back to the desk and find everything as we left it. These people think it's funny, but I disagree. I think it's disrespectful. I understand the irresistible if slightly irrational wish to break rules, but I'm getting very impatient with their behavior. Should I report them to our manager? Jenny. Via email. 29.5 Say the opposite of the statements out loud, using negative prefixes. They were able to meet their deadline. They were unable to meet their deadline. Playing tricks on your colleagues is acceptable. You have made a very mature decision. I completely agree with you. 2. Speeding on the freeway is responsible. 6. Your remarks were very respectful. 103. 29.6 Vocabulary Urban problems. 104. Roadworks. Traffic jam. Nowhere to park. Accident. Crime. Line. US. Missed bus. XHESTFORDX Greenville XLAKESIDE. Overcrowded train. Q. UK. Cancelled trains. 29.7 Listen to the audio and answer the questions. Julia tells her colleague Marisha about a difficult trip to work. Julia often arrives late at work. True. False. Not given. Julia's train wasn't very crowded. True. False. Not given. Julia thought the students were childish. True. False. Not given. Julia told the guard to call the police. True. False. Not given. Julia lost patience with the guard. True. False. Not given. The next train was on time. True. False. Not given. 29.8 Fill in the gaps using the words in the panel. I'm stuck in a traffic jam on the highway. There's been an 2 miles south of us. Accident delayed roadworks. 2. It's unusual to move, and we could be for another 2 hours. Trolley jam. The highway was already jammed because of the impatient. Impossible. The traffic is so bad that the highway is like an parking lot. Unfortunately. Overcrowded. 6 people are getting very. Which I suppose isn't. Negative prefixes. Urban problems. Talking about everyday problems. 29 Checklist. Review the English you have learned in Units 26 to 29. New language. Present perfect continuous. FOR, and, since. Present perfect continuous questions. Present perfect continuous for ongoing activities. Present perfect simple for finished activities. State verbs. Negative prefixes. Sample sentence. I have been painting the house all day. I've been painting the house for 3 hours. I've been painting the house since 3 o'clock. Have you been baking a cake? How long have you been playing the guitar? I've been fixing my car. I'm covered in oil. I've fixed my car. Now I can drive to work again. I've always loved classical music. Kevin is very disorganized. His desk is always untidy. 0. Unit. 26.1. Pipe. 26.6. 27.1, 27.7. M. 28.1. 0. 0. M. 28.1. 28.5. 29.1. 105. 30 General and specific things. Articles sit before the noun in English and give more information about which item is being described. Use the to talk about specific items. New language definite and zero articles are vocabulary possessions. 30.1 Key language definite and zero articles. English uses no article. opening parenthesis, 0 article, to talk about things in general. Use the definite article to talk about specific things. New skill talking about the things you own. General, specific. Sam is always buying clothes. The clothes he bought yesterday were expensive. 30.2 Further examples: definite and 0 articles. Oh, Ara, I like reading books. The last book I read was very good. You take great photos. The photo in your living room is beautiful. I usually save money, but I'm going to spend the money I got for my birthday. Jenny has lots of shoes. The shoes she's wearing today are green. 106. 30.3 Rewrite the sentences, correcting the errors. I love eating the vegetables. I love eating vegetables. Joe's back at school now, vacation is over. Waiter is just getting us a menu. Right pointing arrow: has he paid you money that he owes you? I enjoy shopping for the shoes. I like watching the exciting movies. 30.4 Read the article and write answers to the questions as full sentences. College life. Starting college. Ex-student Amelia offers some advice to new students. When you see the student room you're going to live in, it looks great. It feels like freedom. But remember, you have to do your own cleaning now. Your parents won't be cooking meals for you either, so write down the recipes of dishes that you love. Money can be another problem. Speak to the student advisor at your local bank, who can help you budget properly and manage your money. The social life in college is very exciting, with so many parties and people to meet. Enjoy everything, but remember that you'll have to cook your own meals now. Have to study, too. Although exams don't seem important to you now, the final exams come around faster than you think. They could affect your future career, so play hard if you must, but remember to work too. What will look great to new students? Their new rooms will look great. What must new students do now? Greater than what won't students' parents do for them? Greater than what should students write down? What can be another problem for students? Who can help students budget? What is very exciting at college? Why are the final exams so important? 107. 30.5 Key language, HAVE, and have got. You can use have or have got to talk about the things you own. Have is appropriate in all situations, but have got is only used in spoken UK English. I have a new phone. Have becomes has in the third person singular. I don't have a dishwasher. Always use have in the negative. Do you have your keys? The subject sits between do and have in questions. I've got a new phone. Got doesn't change when the subject changes. I haven't got a dishwasher. Have not can be shortened to haven't. Single quote. Have you got your keys? The subject sits between have and got in questions. 108. 30.6 Use the chart to create 6 correct questions and say them out loud. Do you have your laptop? Do you have your laptop, wallet, got passport? 30.7 Listen to the audio, then number the pictures in the order they are described. BM. 30.8 Listen to the audio from 30.7 again and mark the things that you hear. E. 30.9 Read the article and answer the questions. Digital natives have few digital devices. True, false, not given. Some digital natives are tired of texting. True, false, not given. 2 All older people have digital devices. True, false, not given. Oh, older people don't like using social media. True, false, not given. Older people use apps to contact their friends. True, false, not given. 5 Some people don't have the latest devices. True, false, not given. All smartphone users have a camera. True, false, not given. 94 Business Today. Living in a Digital World. How to cope with today's digital lifestyle. These days, digital natives, people who have been brought up using digital technology, have many digital devices that they use every day. But the digital native who would rather talk than text is becoming more common. Some elderly people still don't have any digital devices. But increasingly, older users are embracing the latest forms of communication. Because they love keeping in contact with their family via social media apps. Not everyone has the most up-to-date version of devices. But smartphones are very popular and are replacing more traditional gadgets. Many people no longer have a camera, for example, because they can take photos with a smartphone. 30 checklist. Definite and zero articles. RR possessions. Talking about the things you own. 109.